Joko was staying at Van's house for the night. Everyone was concerned about her. She had locked herself in the room, asking to be left alone. She hadn't even come down to eat, and Joko had escaped his lunch too. That night, Mrs. Park, Jimin Go called Van and Joko for dinner. They both skipped lunch. Jimin nodded and made his way toward Van's room. He knocked on her door, but there was no response. When he knocked again and again, "Give me time, I want to be alone, please." She spoke in a calm tone, though her pain in her voice was evident. She sat on the edge of the bed, holding a photo frame, staring at it quietly. "Wine, just come for dinner. You can look yourself up again afterward. We will give you space. But just come downstairs." "Go, Jimin. When I will hungry, I will eat. Just now, please don't force me." Jimin sighed defeated. He turned to leave and knocked on the door of Jungkook's room next door. The door wasn't locked. Coming its open, Jimin entered the room where Jungkook was sitting on the bed. "Come downstairs for dinner." His fine eating. Jimin shook his head and Jungkook immediately stood up, heading towards Wan's room. He knocked on the door. "Jungkook, Wan, open the door. I want to talk to you." After a few minutes, Wan sighed, knowing he wouldn't give up easily. She pulled herself up and held the door frame, looking at him. "Wan, what?" Jungkook comforted her. "Wan, I'm not hungry." "Jungkook, please, Wan, you are carrying my brother's child and I don't want anything happening to you. You have to take care of yourself." Wan looked down at her stomach. It was true, she hadn't eaten and it wasn't good for her or the baby. She remembered how happy though he had been when he found out she was pregnant, and the thought of anything happening to the child made her heartachy. She nodded quietly, agreeing to join him for dinner. The next day, Jungkook prepared to leave and caught his hand, her eyes full of silent desperation. "Take me with you. I want to see Mr. and Mrs. John. It's difficult time for them and I don't want to leave them alone." Her family had already expressed their concern about her condition and didn't want her to go anywhere in this state. But after a lot of pleading, Jungkook finally agreed to take her with him. Jungkook lived in a new mansion in another city. Jimin was also coming with them for a few days. Jungkook had promised my family that he would protect her, that she was not his responsibility. He remembered what his brother had told him just 20 days ago before he went on a dangerous mission. His brother had told him to protect Van. Jungkook was determined to honor that promise, and he knew he would do whatever it took to keep Van and the baby safe. In the car, he rested her hand on Jungkook's shoulder as the car glided smoothly down the road. Jimin was driving his own car, following behind who had fallen asleep, the exhaustion evident in the way. After a few minutes, Jungkook gently woke up. "Fine, wake up, you have to write." He softly shook her shoulder, her voice trembled, trying to settle you from your peaceful sleep. Time skipped 2 days later. Mrs. John had finally broken up from at home, and Mr. John health had improved significantly, though they were still bleeding from the traumatic events that had occurred. They were deeply grateful that Ryan had been sent to a parent's house on Jungkook's advice. Ryan spoke, "I am heading to the hospital with Jungkook today is Mr. John's discharge." Jungkook had been staying in the hospital with his father for 2 days while I stayed home with his mom. She had recently woken up from a coma. Jungkook had hired several nurses to take care of her, and he was doing everything. Family, balancing everything, staying with his dad at the hospital, checking on his mom at home, and taking care of me. He was handling it all. Ever since Zoe passed away, Jungkook had taken on the role of caretaker for the family. As a mafia leader, he was usually away on missions, but he makes his. I sat beside Mr. John on the chair, glancing at Jungkook as he stepped out for the finalizing discharge details. "Fine, Dad, how are you feeling now?" I softly asking his hand. "Mr. John, I'm feeling better." "Ryan, how is Danny doing?" He asked about his wife and mom with a reassuring smile. Back at home, I was sitting on the couch, scrolling through videos on my phone. One video caught my attention. It was recorded by Zoe. In the video, I was in the kitchen preparing lunch with a few chefs. Mrs. John was scolding Jungkook for secretly smoking on the balcony. Watching the scene unfold, I smiled at the memory of Jungkook pouting like a child at his mom reprimanded him. Then Dewey appeared on the camera, laughing at his brother for always getting caught. He turned the camera toward me, capturing me as I walked. Tears well up in my eyes as I watched him, his beautiful smile brightening the screen. In the video, he said he was incredibly happy because he had just found out I was pregnant. My thoughts were interrupted by the knock on the door. Quickly wiped my tears, trying to compose myself. "Yes." Jungkook sir has called you downstairs for dinner. I nodded and headed over downstairs. As I step into the dining area, everything feels strangely empty. Weeks ago, this table was always full of laughter and people. Mom, Dad, too, he and Jungkook. We would all sit together like always. Jungkook was on the playful type. We always remained silent during. You are here, come sit. I was waiting for you. I'm starving. He said with a small smile. Nice try, JK. I thought he wasn't usually like this. Jungkook had always been quiet and reserved, but ever since the event, saying he's trying hard to make me happy. And he success, he can promise so he that he will take care of us to keep us happy. Sorry for making you wait, John. I remember taking the seat beside him as he sat in the corner chair. Did you take your medicine before dinner? He asked, and I had completely forgotten. I stayed silent and of course I his throat right away. He sighed deeply. I'm appointing a new personal nurse for you. He reached out for his phone, dialing a number. When what I screamed, looking at him with wide eyes. He made my gaze with that piercing look on his, raising a single blow. When Jungkook, we already have so many maids, nannies and nurses. I don't need another one, please. I really didn't want anyone else in the house. There were already too many people consistently roaming around. You need to take your medicine on time, Wine, he said for me. When I will, I replied nonchalantly, trying to focus on my food. As I ate, I noticed him wincing in pain. He was eating with his left hand and realized his both hand was covered in band-aid. What happened to your hand? I asked, noticing the thick band-aid. It was just an accident, he replied nonchalantly, continuing to dig into his meal. Can you even eat properly with your hand like that? I asked, my concern groaning. Yeah, why not? He shrugged, trying to sound casual. Your hand doesn't agree with you, John. I said, eyeing the bandage's side in response. One, just eat your food, please. I'm starving and tired. I can manage. He chuckled lightly, but I could see through his effort. Second thought, I reached out and stopped his hand with mine. He looked up, locking his eyes with me. One, stop eating, JK. One, I will feed you. Jungkook spoke when she said that my heart skipped a bit. Every time she is close to me, I feel like my heart might explode. I have fallen for her, but it makes me feel guilty because I know she doesn't feel the same way. Still, I promised myself I had to take care of her no matter what. JK, you don't have to. You should eat your food. She rolled her eyes slightly. If anyone else had dared to do that, they would have been survived long under my watch. But it was fine. She could do or say anything and had never get mad. Stop being stubborn, John. She snatched a plate from me, holding a spoonful of food in front of my mouth. I gave in and ate from her hand. Thanks, I mumbled between bites. She simply nodded and continued feeding me. Her movements gentle, her focus entirely on me. After a few moments, I placed my hand over her, stopping her from giving me another bite. I'm full now. Please take care of yourself and eat, princess. One spoke for the first time when he called me princess and smiled that way. My heart skipped a bit. I nodded and quietly started to eat. I know Jungkook couldn't leave me. He wouldn't sit anywhere but sat beside me, not wanting to leave me alone. But still I found myself saying words I didn't really mean. Ryan, you can go if you have work. No need to wait for me, I said, even though deep down I didn't want him to go. Do you really want me to leave? His deep voice sent a sudden chill down my spine. I nodded, but that's not true. Ryan, yeah, go. But before I could finish, the light suddenly went out, plugging the entire house into darkness. Ryan, no, please don't go. I panicked. I was standing, Jeffrey laughing, going through the house, and surprisingly it calmed me like nothing else could. Are you scared, Miss Park? He teased, calling me by my maiden name. It hit me like a thunderbolt. I wasn't Mrs. John anymore, just Miss Park Van. Vanya, why did the lights have go out now? I grumbled. JK, don't worry, they will back soon. He switched on his phone flashlight, casting a soft glow into the darkness. While, oh god, how I'm supposed to eat in the dark? I muttered, not meaning to sound dramatic, but it was my nature. Jungkook chuckled softly. It's not like monster is going to come and eat you in the dark. It is. What would you do if that actually happened? I asked playfully. JK, I wouldn't let that monster eat you because you're mine now. His voice was low. Made my heart race. His eyes widened slightly as he realized what he had just said. JK, I meant you are my responsibility now. He quickly corrected, clearing his throat. JK, now stop staring at me and eat. He chuckled nervously. Eat, eat, eat. I mentally mimicked him, feeling a small smile on my lips. 1 minute later, when parents had come to the John mansion to discuss something serious, the tension in the room was thick and the two families sat together. Juan, what are you saying, Dad? Her voice was sharp, almost shouting as she tried to comprehend what just happened. Yes, Juan, it's better for you to move out of this family now. You don't have any relationship with them anymore. Mrs. John, unable to hold back, quickly interjected. What are you saying, Mrs. Park? Why is 5 months pregnant with our son's child? Mrs. Park sighed deeply, her expression filled with sorrow. I understand, Mr. John, but we need to think about our daughter too. We didn't sold her to you. She was married to your son, who is now dead, and because of that, we can't just let her live her whole life alone. She deserves better than that. The room grew even more tense as the weight of the situation sank in. Jungkook and Jimin exchanged a silent look, understanding the story in Mrs. Park's word. She sighed. It wasn't just about the party, it was about the future. One's life had changed forever, and so had the responsibility of those around her. Yeah, we can't let our child suffer like this. Why do you want to burden on them? Jungkook's and his parents' eyes watered. That's not true. She is never burden on them. While that eye, Mrs. Park cut her off. Her was strange yet filled with concern. Why everyone think like this when their partner lives? They still believe the love for that person is still in their heart. But you know what? You have no one. Soon you will find someone who loves you as much as your husband did, or more than that. Yeah, now come with us. Mrs. John, who had been quietly until the smoke of suddenly surprising anyone. Mr. John, listen, if you want your daughter to marry, why not Jungkook? Everyone gasped. One and Jungkook nearly choked at an unexpected suggestion. And Jungkook had raised that idea. He desperately wanted to do this too, but he had no idea what kind of decisions would be. Mrs. John, noticing the look in Jungkook's eyes, spoke up. Mrs. John, that would be great. All of you know how much Jungkook loves her. When I saw that in Jungkook was in a state of panic, while Jimin and everyone surprised smiled warmly. Mom, that I think it's a good idea, Mr. and Mrs. Parker's changed look. We need time to think. One was falling, her voice shaking with looks of anger and disbelief. What the hell are you all saying? My husband died just a month ago and now you are planning this? Mr. Park stood up trying to reason with his daughter. And your daughter, if you won't know, then someday later you need to find someone. So why not now? And if you don't want to marry now, we can wait until after the child is born. But we will find sure you marry. Hearing this, Mrs. John's expression became more urgent, her voice pleading. Mrs. John Ryan, please think about it. The child is to his and we need to him because we lost our son. But if we marry Jungkook, the child will stay with us. If not, we will have to fight for custody, and you know that will bring us more pain. Even if we win, you could lose the child, or if you win, I can't bear the thought of losing the child either. Please find. Her eyes pleaded desperately, and Van's looked tightening as she looked between the two families. She gulped, feeling torn. Her gaze shifted to Jungkook, who had turned her attention away from her, unable to look at her. Van, anytime, can I talk to Jungkook privately? Jungkook nodded silently, following her out of the room. The air between them was thick with unspoken thoughts as they stepped into the hallway, away from the heavy atmosphere of the discussion. Ryan, what do you think about this, Jungkook? She asked, her voice tinged with confusion as Jungkook awkwardly smiled. Jungkook, what he wasn't sure how to respond, caught off guard. Ryan, do you really want to marry me? I'm my brother's wife. Jungkook, you were my brother's wife, not now. He quickly corrected her, his smile fading. Ryan, Jungkook, I don't love you like that. Jungkook, you don't even love my brother at the start of your marriage, Ryan. Ron standing, feeling the weight of his word. Ryan, don't you feel disgusted because I'm pregnant with someone else's child? She asked quietly, her voice filled with uncertainty afraid of his reaction. Jungkook, what the hell are you talking about? He ran hand through his hair, frustration clear on his face. Ryan, what I mean is, don't you think most men were disgusted by this? Jungkook shut up, his voice grew sharper as he stepped closer, looking at her with intensity. I'm not like the man you are thinking of, and even if this child was my brother's, I would still love to marry you because it's you. When fine, she looked down her small baby bump. Jungkook, I think your mood swings are taking over. I'm ready for this marriage. I want you because I promised my brother that I will protect you and our child. His words were firm as he returned to left, leaving one standing there in silence. Wine, our child, she chuckled softly to herself. Few days later, it was finally Van and Jaku's wedding day. Van was walked down the aisle in a simple yet stunning gown that accentuated her small baby bump. Every step was graceful as her father held her hand, guiding towards Jungkook, who was standing at the altar, unable to hide his beaming smile. He was mesmerized by her, his heart swelling and pride with and love. Jimin stopped blushing, bro. People will think you are the bride, he whispered, teasingly nudging Jungkook. Jungkook, I'm not blushing, Jimin. I'm just happy to see my beautiful lady walking towards me. As Van reached Mr. Park, her father looked Jungkook dead in the eye with a serious expression. Mr. Park, protect her. Don't make her cry. You are the Mafia king, but don't forget I'm her father. And Dad, Jungkook, I promise, Mr. Park. Mr. Park, now you better call me Dad from now on. Jungkook, nodding respectfully. At a ceremony continued, the prayers announced the moment everyone was ready for the guests. Jungkook, his face flushed a deep pink, leaned towards her, nervously glancing at her lip. Jungkook, I don't know how to kiss. Van rolled her eyes slightly and chuckled at his nervousness before giving him a gentle peck on his lip. The simple tender gesture left Jungkook stunned, his blush preparing even more. He had been planning to kiss her forehead, cheek, or maybe even her nose, but before he could make his move, she kissed him first. Jimin, stop blushing, bro. You are the mafia leader, but now the headlines will be all about how Jungkook is blushing. Jungkook shot him a glare, clearly embarrassed. Shut up, Jimin. Time skipped night. Van was sitting at the bed, having changed into her pajamas, but Jungkook still hadn't come to the room yet. After what felt like hours, the door gate opened. Jungkook entered, tossing his coat carelessly on the couch. Where were you? Jungkook, I was talking with someone. Well, liar, you were smoking, weren't you? Jungkook tensed up, slightly nervous. Jungkook, I'm sorry. Well, sorry, how many times I had to tell you it's bad for you? Why can't you understand this with your coconut head? She crossed her arms, a hint of frustration in her voice. Jungkook, I actually tried, but it's become a habit. I can't. When you are strong enough, Jungkook, you can't get through this. Don't act like you are helpless. She stepped closer to him, but her voice softened. I don't want to scold you anymore, but please just try. Jungkook nodding, feeling guilty. Van reached out and hugged him, resting her head on his chest. Jungkook, I can't believe I'm your husband. Van, me too, I can't believe I'm your husband. I have never imagined this. Jungkook, me too, but I love you now. Van, I need time. Jungkook, take as much as you need. Van, thank you, but don't give me if it takes too long. Jungkook pulled her closer, his tone sincere. Jungkook, I want my last breed to be on your lap when you are older with 5 kids and 10 grandchildren. Can't wait to smell his chest. If I talk too much, you know that. Jungkook, I always love you, princess. One smiled softly, feeling the warmth of his embrace as they stood together in the quiet of the shared room, facing uncertain but hopeful future.